Please welcome Simon Hughes, the Analyst.
My first sort of little rule, I think, from the people I've played with and against, is this one. Show and listen. You don't need great orators as captains or managers. What you need is people who have empathy, who are listeners as much as they are tellers. So I played with 3 England captains. 2 of them are in this picture. Mike Brearley on the right, Mike Gatting second left. And they had very, very different approaches. You can see just from this picture here, this was after I think I'd taken a rare wicket, so there was an element of surprise actually, apart from anything else. But Mike Brearley here is, he's just got that incredibly engaging face. He's just interested in people. People said he had a degree in people. He just was fascinated by character, and he was always asking questions. We played in this match, and we couldn't get a wicket. We couldn't get a wicket from anywhere. And Mike Brearley, who was then England captain, came up to me, aged 20, and said, "Who do you think we should bowl now, Yotta?" I said, "But you're the England captain." He said, "But you're a member of the Middlesex team. We need all the ideas we can get. Who do you think we should bowl?" I couldn't believe it. This guy, who'd won the Ashes, who'd won county championships, who was the sort of doyen of cricket, of captaincy, was asking me who should bowl. And he immediately put that person on. He put that suggestion into practice. It didn't do particularly well. Richard only got 220, but the fact that he bothered to ask me and actually take that on board was the most incredibly uplifting thing for me, and I felt I belonged in the team, I felt important, I felt someone. Now the contrast was he retired and Mike Gatting took over as Middlesex captain, and the first thing he said is, "No jeans." Mainly because nobody makes jeans with a 40-inch waist and a 28-inch inside leg. He couldn't get any jeans to fit him. But he just had this ridiculous discipline. We've got to be here at 9:30, mainly because he wanted bacon sandwiches. It was very, very regimented. It made people resent him slightly. He was just too dictatorial and not open-minded enough. Mike Brearley's win ratio for England, 58% as captain. Most successful England captain ever. Mike Gatting's win record, now I know some of you will say he won the Ashes. Those are the only 2 test matches out of 23 that England won under his captaincy. He tried to lead by example, but he had no imagination at all, and I think he put more players' backs up than encouraged them. So in the end, his performance was disappointing. And another captain that I really liked was Michael Vaughan. And Vaughan liked the huddle before a game because players firstly could talk to each other without all the coaching staff and various sort of other people in the dressing room. It was just the team. And secondly, he made sure that different players had the chance to speak. So he would pick on someone every day, random, to deliver a little pre-match message. And his communication resulted in a 51% win ratio for England as captain, so he was absolutely fantastic. Now here's a guy who wasn't so good as captain. Brilliant cricketer, Ian Botham, fantastic cricketer, but totally dogmatic, never listened to anyone at all, couldn't understand failure, didn't have it in his DNA, had no empathy with anyone who wasn't utterly brilliant and couldn't drink 4 bottles of wine in about an hour and a half after play. Amazing guy to be with in the dressing room, and I played with him, but hopeless as captain because he just couldn't understand anybody who didn't believe they were God's gift to the game.